What?
Look over there!
Oh, look out!
What? Hold up.
Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is DS.
And the Sriracha Muchacha, Paloma Star.
We are on our way to WrestleMania, and this is the gas station that we stopped by right before because this is Fastlane.
This is that run-down gas station that you really don't want to stop at because it's kind of like weird looking, but you know you have to stop at because this is what this pay-per-view is like.
Right, this was some shitty-ass gas station. Again, we didn't do live stream because we're like, what is the point?
Exactly! See? This is why we have a What is the Point shirt, because literally, what is the point?
But technically, we got two women's matches.
Yeah, technically. I mean, in the record books, there's gonna be a match where Alexa Bliss pinned Randy Orton.
Pinned Randy Orton, the 14 times world champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So that happened. But let's first talk about the tag match. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair going against Team Shania. They're doing this match again. They did it at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. What do you think of the storyline? Let's just talk about that.
Okay. I don't know why WWE loves putting opponents together. Like, I feel like that's the only reason why they even have a tag division now, especially the women's tag division. Like, they only have a women's tag division so they could put opponents together, so they could put people that don't like each other together. It really doesn't make any sense. I don't like it. Also, as Sasha Banks, like, why would you even agree to this? You know, you're the champion. You're gonna partner up with your opponent. Why wouldn't you just beat up your opponent in hopes that, you know, to beat her down for WrestleMania? I mean, it really makes no sense whatsoever. Nobody really wanted. Who asked for this match again?
Nobody! Sad thing is I'm actually excited about some of the tag teams. Like, Lana and Naomi, Raquel and Dakota are, they have their own NXT tag division now. Nadia and Tamina, they're awesome. Mandy and Dana. I mean, there are some good tag teams down there, so I don't know what the going on here. But also, remember, let's go back to January after Royal Rumble, and we were like, Sasha and Bianca. Main event. Black women main eventing WrestleMania. This is gonna be historic. The match is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be the best thing ever. Look what they did with this feud.
There's no really basis for this storyline for that feud.
Reginald!
Yeah, he's adds absolutely nothing to the storyline. If anything, he takes away from it. I wonder what went wrong. I know that it sounds weird, but I feel like they started off with maybe good intentions. Something went wrong. Very wrong.
Sasha just came out of Mandalorian looking like the biggest star in WWE, and we got Bianca who just won Royal Rumble, cut that crazy amazing babyface promo. So it was the hottest thing. Everyone's saying this is going to main event at least one of the nights. But right now, I don't even know if it's going to main event, because this is the heat's gone. You said they were good intention, but really, if you really think about it, I was basically like Doctor Strange, and I was thinking about all the different possibilities of how could this match go. Say Bianca and Sasha won. That would be terrible because they're now a champion and gonna go against each other. And Nia and Shayna winning, they have to pin one of either the women's champion or the challenger. It's not gonna go well either way.
This was terrible. It made no sense whatsoever. It didn't help anybody. If anything, it hurt Sasha and Bianca. And again, the women's tag titles are just being treated like if nothing, like they don't mean anything. Reginald, he should go back to being a sommelier or Cirque du Soleil dude or whatever he was, because he's not adding anything to it. I really just don't know what's going on. And I feel like on paper, Sasha and Bianca is gonna be amazing banger of a match, but you need some storyline behind it, because what if people who are not as religious watchers of it are still new to Bianca and need to get something behind her? It's 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, and they just have to jam pack a whole bunch of storyline and a whole bunch of reason why we're doing this in 2 weeks when they had this whole time to build it up for it. Come on.
Exactly. I mean, I really hate saying this, but I feel like Rhea just coming out and challenging Asuka, she looks stronger than Bianca right now.
How crazy is that? And how you were even saying in the Discord chat yesterday, how did she get this match? She literally just walked out and asked.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about all of that. But I'm just how could you fuck this up? It almost seems like it was intentional. But let's talk about this match a little bit. I don't know. I didn't think this was Bianca's night, all the way from some of her pinning combinations to her eyelash.
I want y'all to know I almost wore only one eyelash or like halfway put it on to pay tribute to Bianca. But you're right, it was not her night at all. And that's okay. That doesn't like deter her or diminish her talent. Everybody has an off night. Believe me, I definitely had plenty of those. I feel like this match wasn't anything special. Like this didn't get me hyped up for WrestleMania at all in any way or position. Also, the finish and the match outcome was the most predictable finish ever. Of course, Shania was gonna win. Like, what? Come on. The knee that Shayna gave Bianca at the beginning, that was really cool and killer. I like that. And I like the combination that Sasha did when she came in with the hot tag. She did like a springboard into like a DDT, into like a cool combination. It was new and different. But also, it's just, other than that, it was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the only highlight for me in this match was Sasha just going crazy on both Nia and Shayna. Like, that whole sequence was like, whoa, Sasha's just flying everywhere. It was like a Star Wars Jedi flying Yoda action. It was freaking amazing. Like, she was awesome. Bianca, and that's disappointing because especially Bianca looked generally great every time. If anything, she impresses every time she's in the ring. And this is the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. It wasn't her best showing, so which was a little disappointing. I also love how like Bianca sells her face so well, but it was just distracting because her eyelash was off, which is like not fair. But like, I don't know. I'm sorry. This kind of reminded me of that time where Tamina had that really great staring at Paige, but like her lens was wonky, and I'm like, I don't know. It was weird because it was a tag team championship match. We were there in the ring with two teams. They hated each other's team members. It was just like a weird thing, and we're like, we actually have great tag teams. And then let's talk about the ending of Reginald interfering and the pushing, and it just made both Bianca and Sasha look like dumb, yeah.
Yeah, really look dumb, really look weak. Like, they booked themselves into a corner. Like, what could this outcome have been? Like, really, like, any finish to this match would have been shitty. Like, regardless of what it was. Even if Bianca and Sasha, for some reason, won, that would have still been shitty. Because now the tag team champions are going to face each other at WrestleMania, and the tag team titles are just going to be props again? Like, what? So, any outcome to this match would have been shitty. I feel like this match shouldn't have happened to begin with. What I will say kind of saved this match was a hot tag with Sasha going back and forth with both of them, and that slap at the end of the match. Holy, oh my goodness. That slap was great. I didn't know if somebody was going to be more heelish or what, but I think that just like solidified that Sasha's going to be the more heelish leaning person. I think she still might be face-ish. I personally think Sasha's way better heel in ring style and promo and anything. But that really, the slap kind of like was the most exciting thing for me, unfortunately.
Right. I mean, Sasha is great as heel, so this is definitely better choice that was made that night. Even though, like, her reason for turning was so dumb, at the same time, I'm like, you're a rookie! It just makes this entire feud so shallow, and that's really disappointing, because this could have mean so much more to everyone watching and to them both. They were excited to work with each other for so long, so for them to have this kind of a shallow storyline is really disappointing.
WWE probably thinks that them wrestling each other should be enough to carry that match. And while yes, both women are extremely talented, and yes, we want to see that match, this is pro wrestling, you know, like it needs a storyline to be the vehicle to carry that match to a WrestleMania level one. You know, it's not just like, oh, this is a, I don't know, instant Great Balls of Fire match here. This is a WrestleMania match, which yes, on paper will be good, but it still needs something to elevate it even more and push it to the extra level besides having two really badass women going at each other. And I think that's kind of like lost in the mix. And like you said, like, imagine the cool promos we could have had, the vignettes, the build up to this, but instead we have a lackluster reason why they're even really fighting. But
should we talk about the fact that Bianca's like, you slapped me? I'm gonna point.
Yeah, I know.
Look over there.
Look over there. You have to point at the WrestleMania sign or else you're not going to WrestleMania. Like,
she just got slapped the heck out, but then she's like,
look over there.
I I mean, I do have to give both of them, they are both very good. They're a great talent. No, amazing wrestlers. I'm sure that match is going to be great, but also, like, their facials, always on point. The only thing distracting again was the eyelash, but the faces they were giving right after that match ended to the end, it was all great. Told great story. They did everything they could do what they're given. What they're given sucked. So
Okay.
you talked about the great balls of fire, so let's move to the the next match. Because Alexa, the fire fairy, I don't know, the magician Alexa versus Randy Orton, who is now a squid. He has a squid ink coming out of him nonstop.
It reminds me of that when in Finding Nemo, the little squid or the little octopus, every time it gets scared, it's like, "Aw, you made me ink." I think that every time Orton he's a professional and he learned from his mistakes because he brought out a towel with him this time.
Yes. Anyway, he looked hot either way. What did you think of Alexa?
She looks so good. I think this is her, like, she's at her peak of this character development. Okay, I will say this. I really, really wish she had her own little Fiend mask. Like, I know it's like, oh, this is her own version of it. I'm like, I know, but I just want her to have her own little Fiend mask. Like, even if it's like half of, like the Phantom of the Opera style, or like this, or like, it'd be super cute if she had her own Fiend mask. I think she's doing great. I actually didn't know where it was going when this started, but she's been killing it, and I hope kind of like she brings a lot to the table that I don't think any other person might, just because she has like such a cute sinister look. You know, if it makes sense. You know, she's like, oh, she's cute, but she's also kind of evil.
At first, when she was in this Fiend storyline, I thought she just still wanted to be cute. She's like a cute, I'm like little dark, I'm cute, I'm pretty. But I think she's more in a direction now. She's like, she doesn't care too much about being pretty right now. She looks evil and she looks wicked. And I like that she brought it up there. So I think they did a really good job building it up slowly to a point where she just looks creepy as which I love. I would love her to push it even more and like have melted version of Alexa Bliss now. That would be interesting. Yeah.
Also, how cool. Randy Orton is literally legit top talent. To have Alexa Bliss even be involved in a storyline, I think is going to elevate her going forward. I mean, I'm not saying that she needed to, but I think that's a good rub, honestly, to have. And I think it's stepping out of your comfort zone. Like, yeah, of course, she should be wrestling, should be matches, but also she's going to be kind of an added value going forward because she's able to do so many different roles. Like, you know, she's able to wrestle, she's good on the mic, she's able to portray this awesome character that I'm sure just like sprung upon her. I just think she's making herself very hard to be replaced in the future in WWE.
Absolutely. I mean, she can do magic, so she you know, she can
fireball, the fire paper.
I also really loved her theme song. It was like it made me so uneasy. I kind of loved it. What do you think?
I like it too, for sure. Like, it goes perfect with it. And it's kind of similar, still Fiend vibes, but still Alexa Bliss too. So it's not like a carbon copy or like where they mash both of their musics together. Remember when they would do that? Oh, you guys are a tag team now. So this is just a very bad remix of both of your music. But no, it's very on her brand, but still like recognizing the whole Fiend thing. And at first, for the longest time, I'm like, is this really gonna happen? Is this really gonna be a match? Like, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't necessarily mad at it. I mean, I didn't know what they were gonna do, but I feel like it could have been worse. It also could have been better, but I also didn't know what to expect.
I don't think anyone went into this match wanting like a 5-star match between Alexa Bliss and like Randy Orton, like like a whole actual like lockdown and submission classic.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lockup at the very beginning. That would be great.
Yeah, if you were disappointed that they didn't have like an actual intergender match, I think that's on you.
Everyone was like, what? How are they gonna pull this off? What are they possibly gonna be doing? So
I loved how Randy Orton got to a point where he can like block fireballs now. He
got the Wonder Woman shield. Ting, ting.
Also, the lights falling. I mean, I liked it. It was so stupid, but I like at the same time I was thoroughly entertained. I was actually more entertained about this match than the tag match.
Yeah, I agree.
Alexa pinning Randy was a controversy, I guess.
I read this morning that like Randy Orton's wife was like, "Oh, you messed up now," or something like that to Alexa Bliss.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't click on it, but I just like read the headline or something.
So WWE got rid of the like photos of that pin and everything, apparently.
And it was funny because I just watched Randy Orton's Broken Skull session with Stone Cold last night. So then to see that, I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, all right, Orton, just look at you stepping up. But I think all of them involved in that match, again, are doing the best they can with what they're given. I don't know what's going to happen now at WrestleMania. Like, is Alexa Bliss going to turn back? Is she just going to be baddie this whole time just along with the Fiend? But it'll be interesting to see how long they go with this or where this plays off. It reminds me of, what's that video game? Is it BioShock? Yeah, with the big ass dude with the little girl. Yeah, that's totally what they remind me of for sure. And also the Fiend coming back look like burnt Chucky, or like a burnt hot dog when you put a hot dog in the microwave and you accidentally leave it too long and it's all shriveled up.
Right. So Alexa basically carried this storyline since Fiend disappeared back in like last year, December, right? So I hope she still has prominent role going into WrestleMania, because I think she did. I mean, there were some hits and misses, but I think overall I was very proud. She won me over, basically. I was very skeptical at first, and I was like, this should have been Nikki Cross's role. But now I'm like, Alexa, you're doing very great. I'm into it.
Totally, and it's awesome to see a woman be involved in a high-profile men's storyline, as opposed to just being like the typical eye candy or the typical prize to be won at the end of it. She's definitely, like you said, the driving force behind this storyline, and has definitely carried it and made it a little bit more interesting for sure.
And let's talk about the match that didn't happen, Raw Women's Championship match. Asuka had a great match with Peyton on Raw. I don't know why that just didn't happen in this pay-per-view.
I don't know. It really should have. Somebody pointed out that the last time the WWE Raw Women's title was defended on a pay-per-view was 6 months ago versus Zelina.
Oh my god.
Come on. What is going on? Like you said, why wasn't this match just on the pay-per-view? Come on. It was a great match. This is the best that both of them have looked in a really long time. And it sucks because I feel like Asuka has, she was the MVP of the pandemic era, but I feel like she, for some reason, just completely diminished. It was not her fault. It's just the way she's booked. And the Raw Women's title means like almost nothing. So it's like having it built from the ground up again. But yes, that match should have been on the pay-per-view. It was a great match.
And then also we have this whole drama with, I mean, we don't even know what the real, there's a lot of rumors surrounding Charlotte Flair's disappearance. Charlotte did publicly tweet out saying that she's currently recovering from COVID, and that's what Rhea also said on Raw. But there were also rumors about, surrounding Andrade's release. In exchange for Andrade's release, Charlotte was removed from a WrestleMania poster, blah, blah, blah. There was all these rumors about it, so who knows what the heck is going on. But it seems like Charlotte is not going to be in WrestleMania.
We'll see. I bet that changes. I have a feeling that'll change.
You know what? She could probably will be there on the day, and she's like, actually, I'm going to wrestle tonight, and I'm going to win.
Just makes it. I'm like, yes, I brought my new gear. I'll wrestle.
I mean, what do you think about Charlotte potentially not being here for WrestleMania season?
I mean, I'm not devastated, but I'm also, it's not like she was really doing too much, I think that, and it sucks because I feel like this could have been a time for her to, quite honestly, like build somebody else up or have a really good storyline with somebody else that kind of like needs it. And it kind of sounds weird saying that, but I don't know. I'm not necessarily disappointed, but I'm also not necessarily like, oh, good, I'm glad she's not here.
I mean, I know that Charlotte gets a lot of hate, but she is one of the biggest stars of the company. Mm-hmm. So for me, I feel I think it's kind of weird for her to be not at WrestleMania. She holds certain weight, so yeah, I'm kind of sad to see her not being involved. I hope she somehow gets involved, but not take the title off of Asuka, if that makes any sense. But also, Rhea challenging Asuka. She literally just walked out. I mean, she did just lose her last NXT match. She did lose Royal Rumble, but she's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk out and be like, I want that match.
I wouldn't doubt it if that turns into a triple threat.
With Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see that for sure. And I actually think if it stays a singles match, Asuka and Rhea could be a potential sleeper match, or it will probably be a really good match, and probably a lot of people might not necessarily see that coming, but I think it will definitely be a sleeper match. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a triple threat match, because like it doesn't make sense. Like you said, Rhea just comes up saying like, hey, so Charlotte's not here, so I'm just gonna come out here and be like, hey, y'all, me and you, WrestleMania, what's up? Even though Charlotte had already challenged her, yeah, that's kind of like, it's kind of like, I I'm declaring myself for the Royal Rumble. People can just go out there and challenge people at WrestleMania. It's that easy. Come on, where's like Tamina and like Mickie James? Come on, do that. Look, it worked for Rhea.
But the thing is, she still looks better than Bianca right now, because that's how shitty they booked Bianca since that amazing Royal Rumble win. So that's the saddest thing. But Rhea Asuka, again, that match will be f***ing amazing. I personally kind of expected it to go to like multi-women match, given that whole Dana Mandy segment, Peyton segment. I thought that's where they're building into, like the Invitational with everyone and Rosa Mendez. I don't know. I am 100% sure both these matches are gonna be amazing. I just hoped they had better WrestleMania storyline, because we're at that point where we expect great storylines, WWE.
It's so crazy that we're so close to WrestleMania, yet there hasn't really been any steam in any of these storylines. Like by now we already have like full steam ahead storyline, like fire on all cylinders, go. But no, not this one's just like, hey, WrestleMania's 2 weeks away. Cool. I'm hoping for a multi-women match for the tag titles, though.
Oh, I hope so too. I mean, Natty and Tamina is going really, really strong. So I really hope this is their chance to win. Anyway, that is our Fastlane review, the right before WrestleMania. Let's just hope for great matches at WrestleMania. I think we deserve that.
Totally, come on, and honestly, I think it's so pointless to have a pay-per-view between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. Like, nothing ever really happens. Like, it's just like a throwaway pay-per-view, but whatever. We're here past that now. Full speed ahead to WrestleMania, hoping for the best. Yay, women.
Yes. And also, there's a couple videos coming up right now. So, inspired by the amazing slap that Sasha gave Bianca, I think we're having top 100 best slaps of women's wrestling, so that's coming up. And also, Cherry Bay. Is that the song? I don't know. What's the Cherry's? Anyway, Cherry's coming to ring the bell. Are you excited? Cherry!
I am so excited. I love Cherry. Oh my god. Juice and Domino and her entrance music are all about cool. I think that's what it's called. It was like one of my favorite entrance music ever. And I love how they were built from the other side of the tracks. I just thought that was super cute. And her in roller skates. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So that's going to happen next week, next Friday, I think. So I'm going to post a question. I'm going to post a community post so you can like post your questions for Cherry. So that's coming up real quick. So get ready for that. Okay, Paloma, where can we find you?
You can find me at Paloma Star on Instagram and Twitter. And DS, where can we find you at?
You can find me at DShin and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter, and also our Patreon exclusive Discord board, where we talk so much shit and we spill so much tea.
We always have tea parties, and we even have our own separate channel to discuss Drag Race. So, you know, we should have our own separate channel for like Pokemon discussion.
Alright, we'll see you next time. Bye!